keep Montana State from claiming a co-championship in the Big Sky tonight as the Vandals win the opening tip. Kira Gardner rising up right away, short on her opening jumper.
Yeah, struggled on Saturday with her shot, just not able to get it to fall, but I like the opening play. Try to get her involved and get some, feeling comfortable here today.
Eastern Washington matches up with Idaho really well from a rebounding standpoint. Two top 25 rebounding teams here tonight in Moscow, and a three to open it up for Ella Gallatin and the Eagles.
Talked about ball movement. That's a great setup of the play. They get the ball moving side to side, don't have the post entry, and swing it all the way around.
Ana Pinheiro on the spin. Missed it, but
ball moving side to side, don't have the post entry, and swing it all the way around.
Ana Pinheiro on the spin. Missed it, but
ball moving side to side, don't have the post entry, and swing it all the way around.
Ana Pinheiro on the spin. Missed it, but Idaho an offensive rebound through Hope Hassman. Ella Uriardi off the mark with a three. Here's Lorena Barbosa back to work off the offensive rebound. Missed it, but Idaho an offensive rebound through Hope Hassman. Ella Uriardi off the mark with a three. Here's Lorena Barbosa back to work off the offensive rebound.
It's good to see Barbosa active here early on. Had some foul trouble on Saturday, so didn't get the minutes that you usually see from her. Great offensive rebound and strong finish.
Inside, J.C. Eggers working on Lorena Barbosa. Eggers to her left over Barbosa, and the sophomore from Woodinville, who averages 11 a game, has her first points. Idaho turning up the tempo inside to Lorena Barbosa. Missed it long, and a rebound. Idaho turning up the tempo inside to Lorena Barbosa. Missed it long, and a rebound for Courtney Grossman. We'll be saying that plenty tonight. Grossman, who is 40 rebounds away from an Eastern Washington record, already a Big Sky single-season record, 380. 40 rebounds away from an Eastern Washington record, already a Big Sky single-season record, 382 boards.
Unbelievable effort Grossman puts out there night in and night out.
Hope Hassman threading baseline. Ana Pinheiro mid-range, two misses. Hope Hassman threading baseline. Ana Pinheiro mid-range, two misses. It was the one black mark on Saturday for Idaho, Stephen. We mentioned the shooting struggles, their lowest scoring game of the year at 55 points. Gallatin blows by Gardner, misses the lay-in. Hassman's on. Gallatin blows by Gardner, misses the lay-in. Hassman's on it for Idaho. Hassman pulls up long two. Plenty of tempo for the Vandals as Hassman hits her first shot of the night.
I like that shot there. Eastern Washington likes to go underneath the screen of Barbosa. Hope Hassman just takes her time as we see Ella Uriardi pressure.
Idaho's sixth leading rebounder in the WCC. It'll be a fun matchup anytime she can get on Courtney Grossman or J.C. Eggers tonight. And before those 10 seconds pass.
Yeah, that's one of those ones you rarely see the ball get knocked out on this side of half court, and Bowers took a weird angle to cross it and just took a little bit too much time. But that shows you the pressure that Ella Uriardi puts on the ball.
Deborah Dos Santos carves out a little space inside. Ella
Uriardi puts on the ball.
Deborah Dos Santos carves out a little space inside. Tough contest from J.C. Eggers.
Dos Santos usually so money from those type of shots, those bank shots straight on.
Bowers trying to drive in there. Dos Santos.
From those type of shots, those bank shots straight on.
Bowers trying to drive in there. Dos Santos ripping that out from three defenders, and Hope Hassman the other way. Giving her control to finish it. Ana Pinheiro does get fouled. They're ripping that out from three defenders, and Hope Hassman the other way. Giving her control to finish it. Ana Pinheiro does get fouled. Shooting percentage in a win since 2000 in the Big Sky tournament against Portland State. Shot it at the stripe last year. A little better for Idaho. Second on the team, up above 80%, 86% to be exact last year.
We're seeing this press from the Vandals. They like to do a diamond press, but there's opportunities if you attack.
Handoff for Grossman. Kick back to Gallatin, who had a three to start the scoring tonight. Gallatin saves it along the end line for Emily McElmurray. It's tapped out to 3 to start the scoring tonight. Gallatin saves it along the end line for Emily McElmurray. It's tapped out to Anna Pinheiro. McElmurray's been getting the last couple starts in place of Katie Janegro. O'Passman lobbing Deborah Dos Santos. Tough catch. Knocked away by O'Passman lobbing Deborah Dos Santos. Tough catch. Knocked away by Eastern. Here come the Eags the other way. Lynn Powers skipping it over to Emily McElmurray. McElmurray off the shot fake from the wing, gets to the baseline for 2. And for 2.
Yeah, just a poor close out there from Ella Uriardi. Just jumps at the ball fake. Allows a free mid-range jumper.
O'Passman on the drive the other way. She wanted a foul call. Deborah Dos Santos, the offensive board. Can't get the putback. Second look for Idaho on trying to score.
Allows a free mid-range jumper.
O'Passman on the drive the other way. She wanted a foul call. Deborah Dos Santos, the offensive board. Can't get the putback. Second look for Idaho on trying to score.
Allows a free mid-range jumper.
O'Passman on the drive the other way. She wanted a foul call. Deborah Dos Santos, the offensive board. Can't get the putback. Second look for Idaho on trying to score. The offensive board. Can't get the putback. Second look for Idaho on trying to score on 3 times down. They had that earlier for Lorena Barbosa, but not that time. Gallatin up the floor over Dos Santos. Finishes.
And Idaho unable to convert on the offensive end. Don't get back, and Gallatin makes them pay. Eastern Washington coming out here strong early on.
Idaho not converting in tight. Deborah Dos Santos stretching it out on just her 5th made 3 of the season. But late in the year here, Steven, we've seen her starting to flex some of that range.
Yeah, frustrated about the missed layups this time. Gets the wide open 3, able to cash it.
Uriardi went under the screen.
Yeah, frustrated about the missed layups this time. Gets the wide open 3, able to cash it.
Uriardi went under the screen. Elin Bowers tried to hit the 3. Has had 49 of them this year. It came up just short, and Hope Hassman the other way had it knocked out to Anna Pinheiro. No sign of him this year. It came up just short, and Hope Hassman the other way had it knocked out to Anna Pinheiro. No sign of him this year. It came up just short, and Hope Hassman the other way had it knocked out to Anna Pinheiro. Dos Santos posting up again, gets good position, and lays it in for Idaho.
And I like that ball. When you get the ball at the top of the key, there's not many places you can help down low. And when Deborah Dos Santos is able to seal, good things are going to happen.
Idaho taking the lead. Close opening quarter in these first 5 minutes for Idaho and Eastern Washington, and a steal for Deborah. Close opening quarter in these first 5 minutes for Idaho and Eastern Washington, and a steal for Deborah Dos Santos. She gets it out of her hands to Hope Hassman. Hassman's open for 3, lets it fly. Anna Pinheiro trying to pick up another offensive board. Hassman's open for 3, lets it fly. Anna Pinheiro trying to pick up another offensive board, and battling for it, Courtney Grossman.
You can see the skills of Grossman there. Anna Pinheiro had the position, but Grossman able to tip it to herself.
3 the other way from Ella Gallatin. Anna Pinheiro trying to keep her,
had the position, but Grossman able to tip it to herself.
3 the other way from Ella Gallatin. Anna Pinheiro trying to keep the tempo up for Idaho. The Vandals have had 6 offensive rebounds already in this coaching career here in Moscow, Idaho. He's now the 5th most winningest coach in Idaho history in just his 2nd season. Lorena Barbosa spins and scores. It's
really good what Lorena Barbosa has been able to do here early on, showing you some spark on the offensive end. Yeah, back to those lists, those names. Tara Vanderveer, you're talking about a legend in the women's college basketball ring and just in college basketball coaching in general. One of the best of all time.
Ella Uriardi ties it up with Ella.
Conference tournament. You say a great inbounds play for Eastern Washington.
Fade away for Brielle Magnuson, doesn't go. Magnuson getting her first run, stepping it out for 3. Elin Bowers averages 15 points a game, hasn't. Brielle Magnuson doesn't go. Magnuson getting her first run, stepping it out for 3. Elin Bowers averages 15 points a game, hasn't. Brielle Magnuson doesn't go. Magnuson getting her first run, stepping it out for 3. Elin Bowers averages 15 points a game, hasn't scored yet. But Bowers the leading scorer on this team, second in the Big Sky. First offensive rebound for Eastern Washington. Eagles looking for some second chance points. And Bell career game tonight. This three-time All-State in the state of Alaska misses the first free throw. And the second free throw airballed. 6-7 seed spot with Eastern Washington, Sacramento State, Northern Arizona for the conference tournament in Boise. Lorena Barbosa drives for Idaho.
She's putting on a show here early on, and it's such a great sight, but she shows you her versatility. You bite on the shot fake from three-point line. She can put it on the deck. She can even make some side steps to make you miss.
One of those great transfers for Idaho this year, a top 25 ranked transfer class that helped lead the ascension to the top of the Big Sky. A drive game. 74% of the line has made 82 there this year, now in 83rd, and leads all scorers with 8 points in the first quarter. 2-point lead for Idaho. Gallatin Conger across the lane, a scoop shot. Nearly magical for the Vandals. Gallatin Conger across the lane, a scoop shot. Nearly magical for the Vandals. Bowers feeding Courtney Grossman, who goes to work. Doubled by Ana Beatriz Pasos and Deborah Dos Santos, but Grossman has her first points. Another good score on this team at 14 points a game.
Yeah, good patience there. Takes her time, gets off 2 feet.
Ella Uriardi pulls the trigger the other way to put Idaho back in front. Eastern Washington, 70-point per game team, not a bad offensive team at all. We mentioned they rebound it well. 4 scores in double figures. Well, they're a tough team for Idaho tonight as that 3 rattles on. 4 scores in double figures. Well, they're a tough team for Idaho tonight as that 3 rattles off for Elin Bowers.
It looked different from Elin Bowers, but multiple weapons that can score. They have the size. They have the ability to move as well.
Ball tipped.
Multiple weapons that can score. They have the size. They have the ability to move as well.
Ball tipped by Courtney Grossman. Stolen away up to Elin Bowers against Ana Pinheiro. And by Courtney Grossman. Stolen away up to Elin Bowers against Ana Pinheiro. And Deborah Dos Santos has the rebound. Vandals up and running again with Ella Uriardi. Gallatin Conger baseline drive.
We're going to see more of Conger tonight. No McMorris on the bench, who has been battling some injuries.
We can see her in the building tonight. Ana Beatriz Pasos with the ball knocked out. Shot blocked in the corner. Have lost 3 road games in a row, trying to finish the regular season on a high note heading into the conference tourney. Hope Hassman with it, swatted away by J.C. Eggers. Hope Hassman with it, swatted away by J.C. Eggers. Eggers, the best shot blocker on this team, 5th in the conference with her 40.
She gets caught behind. Jody Gleason knows if she can get her team a win here tonight, it's a good momentum boost heading into conference tournament play and have some momentum going for you.
Eastern just a couple years removed from winning that tournament in 2024, a 29-win campaign in which they went to the NCAA tournament as a 14 seed. Tearful post-game for him, in which he thanked the administration, athletic director Terry Golick, for giving him an opportunity as someone who didn't have any head coaching experience, but there was certainly a lot of reason to trust him. He was a rising star in the assistant coach ranks in college basketball. Ana Pinheiro has it underneath. Deborah reason to trust him. He was a rising star in the assistant coach ranks in college basketball. Ana Pinheiro has it underneath. Deborah Dos Santos had the shot brushed, but Pinheiro able to clean it up.
Yeah, frustrated Deborah Dos Santos. Thought she got fouled there, but man, Pinheiro has just been active tonight. 5 rebounds already. She's been active on the offensive glass.
Dos Santos has had 5 and 5. Dos Santos has had 5 and 5 going against her. J.C. Eggers. Eggers now has 4 points at the start. Hope Hassman bounces it to the corner. Conger inside for Dos Santos, who's fouled by Eggers.
Have a quicker first step. Good things will happen.
Something Eastern Washington does really well. They don't foul you a ton. give you a lot of those opportunities. And there's hands up, a shot blocked by Bella Hayes. Already the fourth block shot of the first quarter for the Eads.
You've got to be happy if you're Eastern Washington with your defense so far. They've been able to hold Idaho to only 33% and 25% from outside.
On the road, Eastern a chance to take a lead at the end of the first quarter. 3 flies from Emily McElmurray, and she buries it. And Eastern Washington.
Anytime you're in a rivalry game, they tend to just be tight. It doesn't matter what's the record of each team. Games are usually fierce and competitive.
Idaho's best quarter in that first matchup in Cheney was the second quarter, so we'll see if they can bounce back. There's Emily McElmurray hitting a 3 before the end of the first quarter to give Eastern Washington the lead. Hope Hassman chases that down to There's Emily McElmurray hitting a 3 before the end of the first quarter to give Eastern Washington the lead. Hope Hassman chases that down to There's Emily McElmurray hitting a 3 before the end of the first quarter to give Eastern Washington the lead. Hope Hassman chases that down to earn another look for Idaho. Ella Uriarty down to Ana Pinheiro, who is having a heck of a start for the Vandals. 5 points, 5 boards for Pinheiro.
And Pinheiro just gets in those right positions, and Ella Uriarty with her vision up. Pinheiro gets it and makes a quick move under the rim and uses her left hand to avoid the shot blocker.
Shovel to Elin Bowers. She grabs her nose. Bowers held scoreless in the first quarter. 15-point per game player. McElmurray off the fake. Cuts the corner. Missed it off the window. Per game player. McElmurray off the fake. Cuts the corner. Missed it off the window. Kira Gardner looking up ahead. And Bob Schofield stops things in those of Elin Bowers. So we play on.
Yeah, it looked like Ella Uriarty was trying to fight over the ball screen, had her hand out, and the ball screener hit her, which then made her hit the ball handler Bowers.
Gardner rises up on Gardner rises up on the baseline, and Kira Gardner has her first points tonight. Still, despite the shooting struggles from the floor, ended up with 10 points, 10 rebounds, a couple steals, 3 block shots. She was so big in that clinching game on Saturday for Idaho. A steal by Hope Hassman and gets it over to. She was so big in that clinching game on Saturday for Idaho. A steal by Hope Hassman and gets it over to Ella Uriarty.
Yeah, going back to that game on Saturday, the offense wasn't there, but man, did they lock down on the defensive end.
Uriarty off a shot fake. Back to Hassman straight on 3. And the Vandals are on a run. And the Vandals are on a run. They take a 6-point lead behind the tray from Hope Hassman.
It's been a cold start for Hope Hassman. 1 of 7, now 2 of 8. That's a good one to get fall when you get wide open from the top of the key. Is another really
the 3-point play.
That's one of those ones. Just Gallatin, the lefty, as she knocks it down, is able to get down. She knocks it down, is able to get downhill with her left hand. Got to cut her off, and Ella Uriarty just a little bit too late.
She scored in double figures 26 times along with Courtney Grossman. Deborah Dos Santos, another offensive board late. She scored in double figures 26 times along with Courtney Grossman. Deborah Dos Santos, another offensive board, leaned to shoulder. She scored in double figures 26 times along with Courtney Grossman. Deborah Dos Santos, another offensive board, leaned to shoulder into J.C. Eggers but missed the putback. Idaho is up 10-2 on the offensive glass in this first half. Step back, Ella Gallatin parries the triple, and she's got 14 points here in the first half.
Gallatin showing you what she can do. You go under the ball screen or make a mistake, she's going to make you pay.
14th game of the year for nearly half of Eastern's games in which she's hit 2 or more threes. Ana Pinheiro spins the other direction of Eastern's games in which she's hit 2 or more threes. Ana Pinheiro spins the other direction, and Gallatin with a 6-point run has pulled Eastern Washington right back to even. As after Idaho started the second half on a 7-0 run, Gallatin can't miss right now. Another 3, and she by herself has a 9-point run going to give Eastern the lead.
Absolutely feeling it from downtown.
Third 3 of the half for Ella Gallatin. Deborah Dos Santos off the mark. Third 3 of the half for Ella Gallatin. Deborah Dos Santos off the mark. And Emily McElmurray up the floor. I know who I'm getting the ball to here this time down.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get her in a ball screen situation. We're seeing it right here. Let her take her time.
Eggers trying to drive. And
yeah, it'll be continuous play, especially the Vandals, who like to get a lot of substitutions in and play at a high pace.
Gallatin looking for a 12-point scoring run by herself.
A lot of substitutions in and play at a high pace.
Gallatin looking for a 12-point scoring run by herself.
A lot of substitutions in and play at a high pace.
Gallatin looking for a 12-point scoring run by herself. Bowers is back. Now it's Eggers for three. Gallatin punches itself. Bowers is back. Now it's Eggers for three. Gallatin punches it, but Conger comes away with it. Ana Beatriz Pasos into the front court, looking to log her first stats, but she travels.
Ball movement. I like the ball screen situation you can set up with Gallatin.
Eastern Washington's hit a couple more threes as well. I mean, Gallatin has three of them. McElmurray has the other. That was at the end of the first quarter. Elin Bowers still scoreless. Now playing with tissue in her left nostril. Three off the mark. Elin Bowers still scoreless. Now playing with tissue in her left nostril. Three off the mark for J.C. Eggers. Kira Gardner senses some space. Lets it fly. Bingo for Kira Gardner.
Big mistake there from Eastern Washington. You start to back up in transition. You back up a little bit too far. Kira Gardner's going to make you pay.
Leading three-point shooter for Idaho. 22 more than the next closest Vandal. As the over-the-shoulder lay-in for Ella Gallatin continues a marvelous first half. 19 points for her. Already 7 away from a career high for the senior from Snohomish, Washington. Kira Gardner tries to answer the other way, and J.C. Eggers, senior from Snohomish, Washington. Kira Gardner tries to answer the other way, and J.C. Eggers has the rebound.
Well, what happens is you start to guard high because Gallatin's been able to knock down threes, and they set up a perfect backdoor play, and you're over pursuing it.
Ana Beatriz Pasos denies the entry.
You're over pursuing it.
Ana Beatriz Pasos denies the entry pass. Turnover number 5 for Eastern Washington. Ella Uriardi uses a head fake, but rejected by Eggers. Brands can't hit the put. 5 for Eastern Washington. Ella Uriardi uses a head fake, but rejected by Eggers. Brands can't hit the putback. Again, Idaho wanted a foul, but another block shot for Eastern Washington. Second for Eggers tonight. 5th by this Eastern defense. Eastern trying to upend a 14-game winning streak for the Idaho Vandals. It goes all the way back to early January. A 14-game winning streak for the Idaho Vandals. It goes all the way back to early January. A rare miss for Ella Gallatin tonight, now 7 for 11.
Yeah, another good look there from Gallatin. Unable to come up with it, but the Idaho's offense has kind of got a little bit stale. Got to get back to ball movement and attacking.
Uriardi does just that, attacks and lays it in.
That's the thing. You get so used to scoring in transition, playing up tempo, then you get in the half court and you sometimes start to stall and get stale. You got to be able to move the ball, have some player movement. Good things will happen getting the defense moving.
Bowers traveled. Tough to spin on the stat sheet except for second chance points. Idaho 9-0 by way of 10 offensive rebounds to Eastern Washington's 3.
I mean, if Eastern Washington shored up their offense, their defensive rebound, they'd have a solid lead here. As we see Deborah Dos Santos finally feel a little bit comfortable on that block, using that glass shot. But she's struggled tonight. 3 of 9 now.
7 straight double-figure scoring games for her snapped over the last 2. But she's got 7 here in the first half and knocks that ball out on J.C. Snapped over the last 2. But she's got 7 here in the first half and knocks that ball out on J.C. Eggers. Second takeaway for Dos Santos. Hope Hashman over her shoulder. It's being tapped around, and rebound number 8 already for Courtney Grossman.
When you look at the stats, those offensive rebounds stacked up, and Idaho has 11 more shots than Eastern Washington. Like I said, if Eastern Washington's able to shore up their defensive rebounding, they could get a lead here versus Vandals team that's been struggling from the field.
Inside, Ana Beatriz Pasos.
Get a lead here versus Vandals team that's been struggling from the field.
Inside, Ana Beatriz Pasos jumps the pass intended for Grossman. Idaho's creating some turnovers, now looking to score off of them as Ana Pinheiro drives in and is fouled.
Possessions in the last 5 where Idaho's been able to deny the post entry passes and create a turnover.
Ana Pinheiro around the screen. Now Pinheiro a kick to Hassman for three. Long rebound on the screen. Now Pinheiro a kick to Hassman for three. Long rebound out to Elin Bowers, who's running the other way. Bowers rises over Beatrice Passos and the first points for Bowers.
Smart decision there from Bowers. Doesn't take it to the chest of Beatrice Passos, who's a strong physical defender. Just pull up short, use the glass for safety, and a great play from Bowers.
A rebound just hit her in stride. Caitlin Conger putting her head down, misses the lay.
A great play from Bowers.
A rebound just hit her in stride. Caitlin Conger putting her head down, misses the lay-in. We were one rebound behind on Grossman. That's already 10 boards for Courtney Grossman in the first half. Drive doesn't. Grossman. That's already 10 boards for Courtney Grossman in the first half. Drive doesn't go for Elin Bowers. Both teams turning up the tempo. Ana Pinheiro with Hope Hassman giving it to Deborah Dos Santos. She drives hard, misses the lefty lay-in. With Hope Hassman giving it to Deborah Dos Santos. She drives hard, misses the lefty lay-in.
Yeah, reminiscent of Saturday, we're seeing a lot of missed layups at the rim for the Vandals. I know some of them are contested, but it's so usual for them to be so strong at the rim.
Grossman ends up with the loose ball and then buries the three. Grossman, a 36% three-point shooter, gets her first of the night.
Just a perfect bounce off that loose ball there, right to Grossman. She's able to pick it up and shoot it.
Lead back in Eastern's hands as we go back and forth in this first half. Dos Santos somehow emerges with it.
Shoot it.
Lead back in Eastern's hands as we go back and forth in this first half. Dos Santos somehow emerges with it.
Shoot it.
Lead back in Eastern's hands as we go back and forth in this first half. Dos Santos somehow emerges with it for Idaho, and Ana Pinheiro rattles off a three. Dos Santos somehow emerges with it for Idaho, and Ana Pinheiro rattles off a three. Three-point shooting for Idaho is at 3 for 9. Eastern 5 for 13. Trying to get a sixth, and they got it from
Team's in rhythm. You can see that shot, tight, compact. Give her space, she's going to make you pay.
Idaho trying to get back to work on the offensive side of things. They've been scoreless for 3 minutes. Ana Pinheiro weaves back and forth to a left-handed lay-in.
Really fancy footwork there from Ana Pinheiro. Goes one way, spins back the other way, then steps through. Really tough to stay in front.
Gallatin off the hands of Grossman, who's able to recollect. And Grossman throw over here.
I will say I do like it better there from Idaho. You get Ellie Uriardi matched up on Gallatin. I think that's something you cannot have waver or any switches as we see a great turnover. Ellie Uriardi matched up on Gallatin. I think that's something you cannot have waver or any switches as we see a great turnover steal there from Ella Gallatin.
Gallatin's had quite the half. Steal and a block now to go with her 22 points. And Gardner comes away with it on the other end. Few seconds separate game and shot clock at the end of the first half. Idaho has shot at sub 35%. Eastern's been up near 50% shooting. The Vandals, their offensive rebound has kept it closer. Otherwise, Eastern Washington probably easily have a double-digit lead at this point. 3 to shoot. Gardner's got to go. 1 to shoot. She releases just in time, misses the baseline. 3 to shoot. Gardner's got to go. 1 to shoot. She releases just in time, misses the baseline. Jay. A chance at the half for Elin Bowers. One-handed hit, almost hit it from 3/4 of the month of February at Weber State. Also made 4 threes in that game, but she did that alone in the first half of play. And she starts on the dribble for Eastern Washington in half number 2. Bowers for Courtney Grossman. Grossman went over 10 boards in the first half and buries a 3 to start the third quarter.
Great start for Eastern Washington. Get a little backdoor cut for Ella Gallatin to start it, get the ball moving. Just backed off of Grossman. She's going to make you pay.
8 points, 11 rebounds for Grossman, who has 19 double-doubles this year to follow up her 14 as a freshman. Lorena Barbosa keeps it high down low to score for Idaho.
Barbosa had a great first half, just got into foul trouble, so only played 4 minutes, had 6 points, and now it's 8.
Yeah, those 6 points were all in the first quarter before that foul trouble that you're talking about. Elon Bowers drives around. Ella Uriarty.
Yeah, you rarely see that from Ella Uriarty. Just gives the angle to Bowers, who takes advantage of it.
Ana Pinheiro, little timeout against Northern Colorado as well, was valuing the basketball. But in a 7-point hole, it's the largest lead of the night for Eastern Washington. Inside, Lorena Barbosa picks night for Eastern Washington. Inside, Lorena Barbosa picks it off like a free safety.
Barbosa missed the cutting on a Pinheiro there. I thought she was going to drop it off. So good with that ball in her hand.
Passman off the dribble creates for Idaho and short on her hand. Passman off the dribble creates for Idaho and short-armed it. Passman a 2 of 11 shooting night with 5 points.
Just a great drive there. Her patent hesitation with the right hand. Grossman's length made her miss that.
Barbosa got to be careful.
Hesitation with the right hand. Grossman's length made her miss that.
Barbosa got to be careful. Her arm was almost coming down there on J.C. Eggers. Could have been her third foul easily. Was able to survive that possession without a whistle. Barbosa steps through on Eggers, but too strong off the window. Washington's played in a ton of close games this year. Almost a third of their games have been decided by 2 possessions or less. A step over for Bowers, too long on the three. Pinheiro decided by 2 possessions or less. A step over for Bowers, too long on the three. Pinheiro has the long board. Up to Hope Hassman. And now Ella Uriarty. Uriarty trying to drive, has to bounce it back out high. Eastern Washington doing a good job of making these drives. More from Portugal. Third leading scorer for the Vandals at 10.5 a game. Misses the first foul shot so far. Points for her now, 6-point game. Lynn Bowers, 8 games this year of 3 or more threes. Hasn't hit one yet tonight. She's driving instead here. And Kira Gardner, EWU prior to the time at Eastern Washington, got the Eagles.
That replay there.
Tournament a couple years ago.
That replay there as we see.
Washington scoreless in the last couple minutes. Trying to break that stretch. Deborah Dos Santos knocks it out of there. Here comes Kirsten in the last couple minutes. Trying to break that stretch. Deborah Dos Santos knocks it out of there. Here comes Kira Gardner away with it. Up for Ana Pinheiro, who lays it in against contact. And
that's where you got to be careful if you're Eastern Washington. You turn it over or take a bad shot that's just like a turnover. Idaho will get out quickly, and they can erase a lead just like that.
Pinheiro's the first into double figures for Idaho. Vandals trying to come alive in the third quarter. After facing their largest deficit of the night at 7. Told you Bowers can shoot the 3 and she ripples. The twine that time.
So the offense of Eastern Washington, they like to have one cutter and then they go into a ball screen / handoff. And if you go underneath it, they're going to make you pay. And one cutter and then they go into a ball screen / handoff. And if you go underneath it, they're going to make you pay. And Ella Uriarty again goes under, and Bowers makes her pay.
Ella Gallatin with the steal. Elin Bowers pulls up the other way, but Kira Gardner
goes under, and Bowers makes her pay.
Ella Gallatin with the steal. Elin Bowers pulls up the other way, but Kira Gardner has it for Idaho. 4 rebounds, 5 points for Gardner. Hope Hassman with Ella Uriarty back out of the corner, and Ana Pinheiro fouled on the Jordan Washington. Madeline Gibbs was in there after the last check-in as well. Ana Beatriz Pasos back for Idaho. Here Gardner gets the inbound. Little space for 3. Gardner misses. And Ana Beatriz Pasos back for Idaho. Here Gardner gets the inbound. Little space for 3. Gardner misses. And rebound pulled in by Bella Hayes, who's also onto the floor for Eastern Washington. Bowers to the corner. Madeline Gibbs for an open 3. And Elin Bowers could... We get a whistle in the next minute or so. Here, Gardner tried to use some space from Deborah Dos Santos. Gardner off the mark. Dos Santos wrestling to it for a jump ball in the air. Here, Gardner tried to use some space from Deborah Dos Santos. Gardner off the mark. Dos Santos wrestling to it for a jump ball in the air. So inbound triggered by Hope Hassman. Beatrice Passos into traffic and traveled. And that's a couple for her tonight. Little clunky offensively for Idaho. Eastern Washington, though, Stephen, I was talking about it earlier. It seems like they've really been trying to clog those driving lanes.
Yeah, just don't allow Idaho to get into transition in the half court. Eastern Washington's done a really good job on the defensive end, not allowing anything inside, cutting off those driving lanes.
McElmurray lost the dribble, gets back to the ball, shovels it to Gibbs with 4 to shoot. Ana Pinheiro has the board. Bull gets back to the ball, shovels it to Gibbs with 4 to shoot. Ana Pinheiro has the board. Vandals trying to run with it. Hope Hassman lost them 10 conference losses, losing by just an average of 6.3 points in those games. And they've been right there with Idaho, Montana State a couple times, a 2-point loss twice to Montana State, including once in overtime. You can't overstate, again, the record deceiving for Eastern Washington. They are one of the top teams in the Big Sky, no doubt.
Yeah, we've seen it here tonight. We see a turnover there from Grossman. But just the talent, the ability. Gallatin has a great first half, hasn't done much here in the second, but the players like Bauer step up, Grossman steps up, they want to knock down shots. So ways to score, done much here in the second, but the players like Bauer step up, Grossman steps up, they want to knock down shots. So ways to score from different players, and you can see why this team has been in so many close games. If they swing the other way, they're at the top of the Big Sky.
Nice rebound by Eggers. Both of these teams, Eastern Washington and Idaho, beat local D1 rival Washington State on. Both of these teams, Eastern Washington and Idaho, beat local D1 rival Washington State on the Cougars' home floor this year. Ana Pinheiro goes coast to coast and lays it in for Idaho as it doesn't.
Pinheiro's been the bright spot for this Vandals team today. Has done a great job on the defensive end, guarding, 7 rebounds, and now 12 points. She can show you how she can get out on the open floor and really push the pace.
McElmurray driving on Uriarty. Barbosa's the last to touch it.
When those ones are coming off the glass.
Gallatin, you mentioned it, Stephen, hasn't scored in this third quarter after 22 first-half points and a pass. Gallatin, you mentioned it, Stephen, hasn't scored in this third quarter after 22 first-half points and a pass hits the hands and bounds off of him for Elin Bowers. Inside, Ana Pinheiro gets fouled by Ella Gallatin. Average and forced turnovers with still 13 minutes to play, so they're getting opportunities. 9-2 for the Vandals in points off turnovers. They'd like to see more for the 14 that they've forced. Barbosa thought about the 3. Decides to attack on the baseline and scoop one to Ana Pinheiro. What vision from Lorena Barbosa on that feed to Pinheiro.
I mean, when your 6'5" center can hit a hesitation move from the 3-point line and get baseline and have the wherewithal to drop it off softly to the cutting Pinheiro, you got something special, and Barbosa shows that.
Now Ana Beatrice Passos nearly stole it away from Ella Gallatin. Gallatin speed to the end line. Nice defense from Uriarty. Offensive rebound. Grossman nearly gets another and is fouled. Passos nearly stole it away from Ella Gallatin. Gallatin speed to the end line. Nice defense from Uriarty. Offensive rebound. Grossman nearly gets another and is fouled.
Fouled by Beatrice Passos there.
Just super impressive. Courtney Grossman, 5th in the nation in rebounding at 13 a game from Billings, Montana.
I don't want to say rebounding's all effort, but a lot of it is effort. But you have to have IQ, and you've got to have the drive to continuously do it, as we see a foul here on Finger.
First shifts the inbounds over to our near side for Elin Bowers. Bowers finds Gallatin. Gallatin, baseline drive into a tough area. Triple team. Found a way out to Bella Hayes. Offensive board. Putback miss for Madeline Gibbs. And here, Gallatin, baseline drive into a tough area. Triple team. Found a way out to Bella Hayes. Offensive board. Putback miss for Madeline Gibbs. And here, team. Found a way out to Bella Hayes. Offensive board. Putback miss for Madeline Gibbs. And here comes Ella Uriarty the other way.
It's just a battle down low. 4 Vandals versus 4 Eastern Washington Eagles there.
Deborah Dos Santos out of a triple team fouled. Has hit 2/3 of her free throws this year. 7 points tonight. Makes the first. Pull within a pair. Chance to cut the deficit to 1. Dos Santos misses the second though. Chance to cut the deficit to 1. Dos Santos misses the second though. Idaho's really spurred this 5-point run with some defense. Good work on this end of the floor. Under the screen, once again, Uriarty is the 3 is airballed by the end of the floor. Under the screen, once again, Uriarty is the 3 is airballed by Ella Gallatin and Kira Gardner, an athletic play to start the run out. Gardner on the drive for the Vandals. Drops it to Dos Santos. Got around Hayes, but couldn't hit the lane. For the Vandals. Drops it to Dos Santos. Got around Hayes, but couldn't hit the lane.
A smart drop off there to Gardner.
Bowers coast to coast. And Ana Beatriz Pasos.
Touched the ball when it was out of bounds.
No appeal from Idaho, so it'll stay Eastern Washington ball. Eggers going to get to the inbounds and work it out high. Now drives on Dos Santos. Eggers gets the dribble back under control. Lefty hook too strong. Now drives on Dos Santos. Eggers gets the dribble back under control. Lefty hook too strong. Idaho looking to tie or better this time down. Dos Santos a kick to Conger. Gardner for the lead. Off the mark. And a foul going for the rebound. It's cut, but remember, at the break on the offensive glass, they were up 11-3. Eastern's had all 5 in this third quarter.
Yeah, Eastern Washington's electing to send 4 players to the offensive glass, and that's why they've had some success. When you have one of the best rebounders in the country, she's always going to go in as such a threat.
Eggers turning around on Dos Santos.
In the country, she's always going to go in as such a threat.
Eggers turning around on Dos Santos, but can't hit. Gardner up the floor again, Idaho. Looking to tie or take the lead. Gardner for the tie from the free throw line swish. The tie from the free throw line swish.
It's just so smooth, Trevor. She gets the closeout, is able to take 1-2 dribbles. So confident, so poised in that mid-range pull-up.
I love the way she just floats out there as Dos Santos blocks the...
Seen it all season here for this Vandals team.
12, make it 13-1 in this building this year, and they've won 9 straight at home. Looking for their 17th consecutive conference win, which would be an Idaho program record. Chance to take a lead to the fourth quarter. Ana Pinheiro mishandles the pass. Chance to take a lead to the fourth quarter. Ana Pinheiro mishandles the pass. Elin Bowers and Eastern Washington, now they can take the lead back. Bowers on the drive doesn't convert. Elin Bowers and Eastern Washington, now they can take the lead back. Bowers on the drive doesn't convert. And we head to the fourth. Order.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, the 2 things that the winning team's going to do here right now between Eastern Washington and Idaho is who's going to have less turnovers and who's going to rebound the ball. That's going to tell you who the winner of this game is going to be.
A back cut, beautifully drawn up. This free throw for Gallatin will put her 1 away from her career-high 26 against Weber State, but she leaves it. Gallatin will put her 1 away from her career-high 26 against Weber State, but she leaves it short. It does give Eastern Washington the lead. It breaks a 6+ minute scoring drought for the Eagles as well. Lorena Barbosa passed up the 3-point opportunity, trying to get Eggers on skates. Here's Catlin Conger. Air ball long on the 3, and another rebound for Grossman. That is now rebound number 15 for Courtney Grossman. Not even close to her career high of 23 earlier this year against Denver. Kira Gardner. Not even close to her career high of 23 earlier this year against Denver. Kira Gardner has that air ball from J.C. Eggers. Gardner sees Barbosa. Again, passes up a look at three. Barbosa is 8 of 35 from three, only 22%. Hope Hassman drives in and gets fouled.
Step up her offense.
She hit a pair of threes 5 games back against Idaho State. 6 points now for Hope Hassman, leading the Big Sky in free throw percentage. And she hits them both.
Yeah, but the thing with Barbosa, too, is she likes to set up that shot fake, and she got the defender earlier to jump out of place. They're starting not to jump because she hasn't shot one here. She needs to at least let one of those fly. There's going to be some more opportunities here in the fourth quarter for her to do that.
Elin Bowers defended by Ella Uriarty has been at half of her scoring average of the season tonight, but it's been picked up by the 24 points from Ella Gallatin. 3 misses from Madeline Gibbs season tonight, but it's been picked up by the 24 points from Ella Gallatin. 3 misses from Madeline Gibbs. Up ahead, Hope Hassman. Home run ball. And Hassman lays it in for the lead.
Yeah, I thought Hope Hassman either had to go up quickly there or a good shot fake, and she elected the shot fake to get Eggers out of place. Heads up play from Hope Hassman.
Good job by her to break out. Help Idaho take that lead. Hassman said on Saturday night in the huddle, she just kept telling her teammates, hey, we deserve this. Speaking of a regular season, said on Saturday night in the huddle, she just kept telling her teammates, hey, we deserve this. Speaking of a regular season Big Sky title, one of those big leaders, a captain on this team, is Ana Pinheiro off the steal, misses the lay-in. One of those big leaders, a captain on this team, is Ana Pinheiro off the steal, misses the lay-in. Maybe got a little excited. Shot it too hard off the glass, pulling up the other way. Bowers hits a 3. The other way, Bowers hits a 3. Second for Elin Bowers tonight.
Just a smooth operator is Elin Bowers. Any type of space, she's going to let that thing go. And
Hope Hassman fouled, answers.
Even tougher to guard.
No foul trouble to speak of for these two teams. Nobody with more than 2 fouls tonight. Hassman now has 12 points after hitting that free throw. 2-point lead for Idaho. Vandals' largest lead was 6 early in the second quarter. Vandals' largest lead was 6 early in the second quarter. Ana Beatriz Pasos off the takeaway, looking for her first points. Almost rolled that. Pasos to get her first points. Has really impacted this game defensively with 3 steals and a block shot. Paint, a big advantage. 33-18 in paint points. 18 in paint points. It's another spot where they have separated in this game. 7+ turnovers, plus 14 in the paint and points. Idaho trying to finish the regular season on a 17-game conference winning streak. Be the lone 17-1 team in the Big Sky instead of joining Montana State at 16-2. Around the screen, long 2 pull up. The screen, long 2 pull up. Elin Bowers. A couple big shots for Bowers here to start the fourth quarter.
I just like Bowers' games.
Hassman trying to play a little bully ball right on back. Offensive fourth quarter.
I just like Bowers' games.
Hassman trying to play a little bully ball right on back. Offensive fourth quarter.
I just like Bowers' games.
Hassman trying to play a little bully ball right on back. Offensive rebound for Deborah Dos Santos. Then Kira Gardner threads the end line. Ana Beatriz Pasos off the mark with the 3. Bella Hayes has the rebound.
We see Bowers again here in a ball screen situation. She's done a good job pulling up and shooting it.
Does so again at the free throw line. That was to tie it.
Pulling up and shooting it.
Does so again at the free throw line. That was to tie it. Deborah Dos Santos now has 10 rebounds. Her next bucket will give her 6th double-double of the year. Instead, it's Kira Gardner on a flyby.
She's so good at that stop-and-go move. She just hesitates, gets her eyes up, kind of lulls you to sleep, and then hits that burst button and a beautiful finger.
It is Eastern Washington's ball out of their called timeout. Both teams with 3 timeouts remaining.
You see Idaho do this 1-3-1 trap out of the timeout. Try to throw the offense off guard, and you can't really get into your set the way you like.
Ella Gallatin on the drive, steps to her right, Elin Bowers up top. Courtney Grossman for three. Glances iron. JC Eggers, big rebound underneath and ups to her right. Elin Bowers up top. Courtney Grossman for three. Glances iron. JC Eggers, big rebound underneath and put back.
Ellie Uriardi was trying to do anything and everything there, but heads up play from Eggers, scoops that with one hand while holding off Ellie Uriardi. Big time play and a big time bucket for Eastern Washington to keep this close.
Kira Gardner pull up to Deborah Dos Santos, cleans it up.
Play and a big time bucket for Eastern Washington to keep this close.
Kira Gardner pull up to Deborah Dos Santos, cleans it up. Double-double for Dos Santos, the sixth of her season.
I swear Deborah Dos Santos has glue on her hands. The ball just sticks to her hands when it's in her range. She comes up with it. Quick play to get it up as we see a foul here from Kira Gardner.
She wanted offense. Courtney Grossman on a drive against Beatrice Passos. Grossman fouled on the turnaround. Kira Gardner subs out. First shot for next point for Grossman is that double-double of 10 and 15, and she gets it on both made foul shots. 2-point game once again. It's been close throughout tonight in Moscow. On a Beatrice Passos off the handoff, fouled. And corner. Makes the front end. Won in overtime against Montana State. It was a huge win for Idaho on this home floor back at the beginning of February. It keyed their run to a Big Sky regular season championship. Ella Gallatin off the handoff regains control. Idaho has slowed down Gallatin, only 2 points since the half, but her next bucket would either match or beat her career high. She finds Grossman, 4 to shoot. Grossman attacking, can't finish through career high. She finds Grossman, 4 to shoot. Grossman attacking, can't finish through Idaho traffic. On a Beatrice Passos the other way. Ella Uriardi really wanted it in the corner by the Idaho bench. Uriardi, a lollipop that's battered. Uriardi, a lollipop that's battered away by Grossman.
Not a smart play there from Uriardi. If you're going to throw it high, you got to throw it all the way to the backboard.
Gallatin for a career high. Idaho has the rebound. Another
high, you got to throw it all the way to the backboard.
Gallatin for a career high. Idaho has the rebound. Another for Dos Santos. 13 rebounds with 10 points for Deborah Dos Santos. Dos Santos, the trailer for three. Ella Uriardi skies for the board. Dos Santos. Dos Santos, the trailer for three. Ella Uriardi skies for the board. Dos Santos. Dos Santos, the trailer for three. Ella Uriardi skies for the board. Second chance points has been a killer. 11-2 for Idaho tonight, and the Vandals a chance for more. Hassman spins. Hassman lays it in.
Her patented spin move. She gets JC Eggers off balance with the left hand, and she spins back to her right so well.
9 of Hassman's 14 points have come in the fourth quarter. The captain putting Idaho on her shoulders. Season, a big thanks to our entire crew. Largely student-run and executed production here at the University of Idaho, and you're going to be hard-pressed to find one as good as this nationally. People put in a lot of long, hard hours for this, and our producer Megan Harmeling as well leading that crew. The 3 off the mark for Ella Gallatin. Hours for this, and our producer Megan Harmeling as well leading that crew. The 3 off the mark for Ella Gallatin. And Lorena Barbosa emerges with it for Idaho. 5-point lead for the Vandals. Barbosa on the attack, and Eggers emerges with it for Idaho. 5-point lead for the Vandals. Barbosa on the attack, and Eggers plays some tough defense, but the ball knocked out. Eggers, who got her left hand to the ball.
Looked up top to be clean from there. Eggers doing a good job of timing that. Marginal contact down below. Barbosa was off balance and hits the deck.
Eggers has had 3 blocked shots tonight, some big ones for Eastern Washington. 6 as a team. Gallatin into the post. There's a mismatch there for Grossman on Gardner, and Courtney Grossman now has 12.
That patience from Grossman there. Uses her strength, that extra pivot / step to create that room. A strong power up.
Hassman, she's so good at that. Hope Hassman, 11 fourth quarter points, has Idaho back up by 2 scores.
Well, when you're worried about her spinning back to her right, which she does consistently, she stops, shot fakes, and steps through. Just a nifty move there from Hope Hassman.
How many times have we seen her with that essentially swim move for Idaho? As Elin Bowers steps it back, rattles the 3, and fighting for it underneath. Times have we seen her with that essentially swim move for Idaho? As Elin Bowers steps it back, rattles the 3, and fighting for it underneath. Is the sole champion in the regular season in the Big Sky, trying to win a 17th straight conference game. Hassman's open for 3. Hassman swishes it.
She's been getting downhill this whole fourth quarter, getting to the rim. You back up and go underneath. And she is absolutely feeling it right now.
Largest lead of the night for Idaho, and Deborah. Eastern Washington by 12 since the break to take this 8-point lead. Trouble getting it in. It's stolen by 12 since the break to take this 8-point lead. Trouble getting it in. It's stolen by Kira Gardner. Maybe some icing on the cake here for Idaho as Gardner drops it off to Hassman. Blackjack for Hope Hassman, 21 points, 16 of them in the fourth quarter, and the Vandals are running away late.
I mean, how fast did Kira Gardner get down the court? She gets the inbounds pass, steals it, takes it the whole length, sets Hassman up for a walk-in.
Swarming defense as Grossman gets the kick out for 3 and keeps the heart pumping for Eastern Washington.
A little bit of life left. Grossman knocking down that 3 is crucial. They got to get a stop here. Can't allow anything to the rim, but you still got to stay high on Hope Hassman right now. She's feeling it.
I'll say 16 of Idaho's 23 fourth quarter points have come from the junior guard from Maple Valley, Washington. Ball back in her hands. The Vandals' leading scorer goes to work once again. A little long. Deborah Dos Santos, though, an offensive board, and the Vandals' leading scorer goes to work once again. A little long. Deborah Dos Santos, though, an offensive board, and the Vandals' leading scorer goes to work once again. A little long. Deborah Dos Santos, though, an offensive board, and Idaho can hang on to the ball. A foul's got to come as the clock is their friend, and there it is.
Just a fantastic night for Deborah Dos Santos off the bench.
Hassman, the free throw good. 25 earlier this year against Weber State, in which she passed the 1,000-point career scoring.
Just do a great job of getting the ball to the rim.
Grossman on the inbounds. It has to be perfect on the offensive side now for Eastern Washington, and they're going to need some help down the stretch. Gallatin rises up, can't hit it. Offensive side now for Eastern Washington, and they're going to need some help down the stretch. Gallatin rises up, can't hit it. Gardner's got the rebound and is fouled. I found a brilliant spot for her on this roster.
Yeah, he talked about her a lot early in the season. WSU not getting the minutes necessarily she wanted. He's let her play, and it's been a special season for her as we see her miss 2, but not getting the minutes necessarily she wanted. He's let her play, and it's been a special season for her as we see her miss 2, but the rebounding of this.
All 31 this year.
And that was a big issue coming into this. You know, Deborah Dos Santos, Barbosa have battled injuries in their past and have been able to stay, fairly healthy.
Having a loss on Valentine's Day in overtime. A dangerous Eastern Washington team to run into in Boise.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a
15th consecutive game overall and pick up their 17th conference win, which would be a program record. Gardner gets it into Barbosa. Pinheiro all alone. Unselfish play. Decides to pass it out and chew some more clock. She can now match a career high. 6. She's outscored Eastern Washington on her own in the fourth quarter and matches her career high, 25 points tonight.
We were looking at, the start of this game as we see another turnover, a foul there on Bowers. We were looking at, the start of this game as we see another turnover, a foul there on Bowers on the loose ball.
Carrying a winning streak of 15 games. Their last loss being with the NCAA tournament.
We talked about it. This is just
that team in '85 went 28-2. Lost in the first round of the NCAA tournament. It was the first NCAA tournament team for the Vandals. Lost in the first round of the NCAA tournament. It was the first NCAA tournament team for the Vandals. As they get the rebound, and their captain, Hope Hassman, who scored 20 of her 25 points in the fourth quarter, dribbles out a 15-game winning streak.